Number 5 is a local boy. Not the offensive guard out of Newport. I love that kid, and he may be a late-round draft pick at a great Senior Bowl. Nope, this is a kid out of Rainier Beach High School. Big-time recruit. Remember about Don James putting that fence around the state of Washington, Chris Peterson, Jim Lambright, don't let any of your talent leave. Well, unfortunately, that school down I-5 a couple hours away has been able to pluck a kid of yours or two of yours away, and Oregon did with Josh Conerly. Josh Conerly, offensive lineman, University of Oregon, went to Rainier Beach High School, highly acclaimed out of high school. Why wouldn't you be? When you are as athletic as he is and 6'5" and 311 pounds, and saw him a couple years ago down in Oregon when he was a true freshman, and he was getting some run. In fact, right away played all, 13 games that year. Did not start any of those. They had some veteran tackles that are playing in the NFL, but found a role, was a jumbo offensive lineman, moved so well. And just one of those that you look at and go, yep, kind of like Kenneth Grant yesterday. There's just not a lot of guys that are that proportional. That's a word that I probably use and view now, Salk, more than I ever did 5, 10, 15 years ago. Do you just look proportional? And I use the analogy all the time, and I will again today, of Dwayne Brown. When you watch the offensive linemen over the years, when they introduced the offense for the Seattle Seahawks, and you watch some of them try to run, and you're like, oh, that's painful. That just DJ Fluker looks like he just hurts all over. 360 pounds, his knees ache, his ankles ache, his shoulders ache, his wrists ache, and making that poor guy run 70 yards out of the tunnel to midfield, that's not fair. That's not what he's built to do. He's a diesel, right? He's not gas. He's a semi. He's not a sports car.
We get the idea.
And here comes Dwayne Brown. And Dwayne Brown runs out of that tunnel. You're like, whoa, look at that fluid athlete. Look at that proportional guy. That looks like a linebacker. That's Josh Conerly. So Dwayne Brown, when he came out of the combine at Virginia Tech, was 6'4", 315. Josh Conerly is 6'5", 311. They both have arms for days, 33 and a half, 34 and a half, massive hands, almost 10 and a half inch hands for Conerly, over 10 for Dwayne Brown. And then you get to that 40 time. Exactly. Well, actually, Josh was a little faster, 508 to 505. What was your vertical again?
I think we said 22
and a half.
Something like that.
Josh Conerly at 6'5", 311, 33 and a half inch arms, jumped 34 and a half inches.
That's it?
34 and a half inches.
Wow.
Dwayne Brown only jumped 27 and a half. So you're talking about the caliber of athlete, which is what you're looking at. And now what I do like about Josh, and this has been some of the guys here recently in my top 10 of my profile, Salk, there's kind of two silos you're seeing in this draft. You're seeing guys that have played 5 and 6 years, that have played 40, 50, 60, 65 games. And then you see in this first round, oh, yep, that's just different. That guy's just different. Kenneth Grant, 3 years. Josh Conerly, 3 years. Jahad Campbell, 3 years. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. Okay, yep, they're just equipped a little bit differently. But in those 3 years, as I mentioned, Conerly played all 13 games as a freshman, started all 14 games as a sophomore, started all 14 games as a junior, played 40 games, started the last 28 consecutive games, doesn't miss a game, is durable, is physical, and then just moves. I want athletes at the line of scrimmage. We have had too many plug and play. God bless Christian Haynes. God bless Laumea. Those guys are doing all they can with the genetics they've been given. They don't have these genetics. They don't have this build. So Josh Conerly, if he's sitting there at 18, and it's kind of been all over the board. I've seen him anywhere from 15 to 30. Is he a left tackle? Right? Could he play left tackle? Absolutely. Does he check every box to play left tackle? Yes, he does. Can he play right tackle if Abe struggles? Yes. Could he slide in and play guard? Yes. I have been totally warped, and I'm going to tell DJ this tomorrow. I have been totally warped by his comment last week when he said every O-line coach in the NFL would love 5 tackles, 5 athletes. I want that. And in this scheme where you're going to run, in this scheme where you're going to play pass, in this scheme where you're going to screen, in this scheme where you're going to boot and waggle and naked, in this scheme, I want a premium on athletes at the line of scrimmage, and Josh Conerly checks every box. And oh, by the way, last thing, there's still upside. He's been coached well down at Oregon. Mario Cristobal, I think, recruited him there, and he's had some good people there. But he is young. He is all of that at 21 years of age, 22. What is he going to be at 25, 27 when he fully even grows into that frame that much more? You can just talk about a people-moving difference maker.
Why haven't we talked more about him? I mean, why haven't I heard his name?
Because he's a left tackle.
Why isn't he mocked at all? Like,
yeah, because he's a left tackle.
Is it because people think he's going to go ahead of that?
He could. Give me cut number 11 as well. He's Senior Bowl. He got humiliated. Salk at the Senior Bowl. That defensive end from Marshall threw him on his back. And, oh, gosh, he's not physical. He's not this or that. And there is a little bit of question about his run game. Here's some of that conversation.
I mean, I feel like a lot of improvements that I've been told is like to make improvements in the run game and anchoring bull rushes as well. Just having tighter hands at the point of contact and then obviously running my feet through.
Yeah. So, was it always as physical? Was he flat backing guys? Did he go to the Senior Bowl and just dominate? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. As I said, is he still a really young player compared to many of his peers coming out in this draft? Yes, he is, with upside to come. But I don't think we've talked about him because I think we have seen him, especially early in the process, is a left tackle. Well, the Seahawks don't need a left tackle. That's fine. They don't need a left tackle. You know what they need? A left guard, a center, a right guard, a dependable right tackle. They need lots of that, and they need athleticism at the line of scrimmage, and this guy has that in spades.
All right, there you go. That is another draft profile from Brock every morning at 8 o'clock. Today, Josh Conerly, the tackle out of Oregon.
Out of Rainier Beach.
Pretty cool. All right.
Beach.
Well, we really do appreciate you guys watching our videos.
And remember, you can like it, you can subscribe it, you can download the Seattle Sports app so you never miss a minute.